shaky butt. Shaky butt. Where's the drill? Oh, down there. Use the red battery. If it's not in the drill, use the red battery.
It is
in there. Alright. So your boy's back on the buggy to get it ready for Windrock. But first, Go Power Sports has these mini bike trophies. They come as a flat piece of steel. I don't know if they're going to sell them or just, I would doubt it. I think they're just making them for their own use. But I bent this up by putting it in the vise. It was like a flat piece of steel that was cut in certain sections to help it bend. And they give you a sprocket with it. A little cute little mini bike. Look at the boot. So, and this sprocket has notches in it for everything to lay. So what your boy gonna do is I'm gonna lay it in there. I'm gonna weld on the bottom and then grind it flat and put this trophy together. We're gonna get sandblasted and powder coated. If they'll send me another one, then we'll give one away for the best mini bike at the meetup. That'd be pretty cool. So Lonnie's notching some tubes because we got to make new upper and lower A-arm for the buggy. So you can either get me. Who cares about him?
Which side do you want me to get on? Got him.
Trophy made.
We can sandblast with school.
Are you kidding me?
You're getting married.
Yeah, it's all finger tight, huh?
No, one side might not be.
This side's harder than the center one.
Yeah, those are tight.
They're tight.
That is going to be darn near perfect. So we're using cardboard to make our template. We got our A-arms done. We built a new jig for the bottom A-arm, and we modified the upper A-arm jig. We're still going to put a cross brace right here. It's a little baby one, and on both uppers. The bottom one we're going to plate with some 1/8 inch thick sheet metal, just like we did the other ones, and then that'll give us a a lot of area to mount our shock, you know, to be able to distance our shock. And we may have to cut this down a little bit just to give our shock more room to adjustability, because we don't know where our shock's going to be until we get the weight of the buggy on the ground, you know, and then we can start basically hopping up and down in it and then move our shock in and out. But we can also do the cool springs, double cool springs, to make them stiffer, or we can port them, thanks to Scott the Deuce Man. Got a lot of time on his hands, plays with shocks a lot, but we're glad he does because it's handy. Cut towards you, kids, and hard. Don't do that. So what we're doing is we're taking a piece of cardboard from an Amazon package I just got.
Hopefully it doesn't show your address.
Maybe not. If it does, come on by, we'll kill you.
The snake!
Ah! So it's always handy to keep good cardboard boxes to make templates like this. This is how we do brake templates for master or caliper mounts. So what we're going to do is we got our high misalignment spacers in there. We don't want those to fall out. We'll set our bolt. We're using grade 8 on everything. Right now we just got everything mocked up with standard, grade 5?
Yeah.
And then we'll go back later, go on McMaster-Carr and order a huge order. Basically, we can take this piece of cardboard, which is just so happened to be perfect. It should have been longer. Go up a little higher. But we're basically gonna just cut this cardboard up at the angles and stuff we need it to make our whole spindle. Then we'll transfer this to a piece of real thin sheet metal to do a test mock-up with really thin sheet metal, because we don't want to be cutting 1/8 inch, or we're gonna use 3/16, you think, or 1/8 inch?
3/16.
3/16. So then we'll transfer that. Once we know it's all right and tacked together, then we can cut all the tacks, separate everything, and make 2 of them. And then we can keep those metal templates just like we are our A-arm jigs. So if we ever bend something up, we have all the pieces to throw it right back together, you know, make a new one. So that's what we're gonna do.
Here's a fun thing I want to know. Are you keeping a running list of cost of this thing?
No, it'd be easy to add it up though. I mean, because the tubing, all we got to do is measure a bunch of stuff and we could tell how much sticks of tubing we use. This buggy is probably about $200 in tubing once it's done, which isn't bad to build a whole entire frame, I don't think. These heim joints is like $250. These heim joints are $80 for 10 of them. So we'll have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of those. So that's about around $200, we can say. You know, it's adding up. But you know, I ain't counting. I bought the 670. Go Power Sports sent the lower pulley and the belt. Performance 670 sent all the parts to build the 670 and the engine pulley. Brad Hill's making the gas tank. That's probably going to be $150, $200, the fuel cell. Yeah, let's not get into pricing because it's just going to go on forever. Then I found out today I got to spend, how much did I say, $80? $60? 60.
Yeah.
On wheel studs, extended wheel studs for these 150. These are go-kart 150 hubs, and Brad Hill custom cut me some big rotors for them. That's awesome. So I have spares of these if we ever wear them out, because all brake rotors are just mild steel because they need to wear. We're going to use these 150 hubs. They got a 3/4 inch inside diameter on the inside bearing, and the outside has a 5/8. So we're going to have to get a bolt machined. I got to order those bolts today. And then our wheel studs for these, because they have to be longer to fit in our rims, are $40 for 8 extended lugs for Yamaha Raptor 660. And then we got to buy lug nuts for like $20.
Sounds fun.
Keeps going on. Let's cut these templates. Let me get everything ready and you can pull the camera back out. It's got a whiff of marijuana. Someone using COPD oil? Me and Braxton on the way back from Texas started calling it COPD oil. What was it, a heart disease? COPD?
Yeah. Or wait, no, that's something with your lungs, I think.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like asbestos, right? Yeah. When you get asbestos. What do you think about that?
Good starting point.
She's awesome. Look at that. It's gonna be a heavy knuckle, baby.
You'll mark the hose.
How dare you, Daniel?
Well, do what you want.
You do what you need to do. You're judging me. Daniel's so grouchy all the time. I need to talk to HR and see what we can do about that.
Who's HR?
We don't know. We haven't found them yet. When we found them, your butt's grass. I bought these punches. They're like leather punches at the flea market, I think. You can get them at Harbor Freight and stuff, but they're really handy because they come with all bolt sizes and you can just knock a perfect hole out in a template like that. Really good making gaskets. On the Argo, I actually made all new gaskets for everything, and it worked great. You know, so those are 9/16, sorry. What do you think about that?
Piece of junk.
Oh. Well, that's rude. That's how it moves.
That's all the suspension.
That's the suspension right there. We have little tiny cool shocks, just little tabs sticking up.
Yeah.
All right, so template number 1. Really, this is going to be the same template on both sides everywhere. So, all right, Daniel loves cutting so much. Like, dang it! So now we'll cut this out of this scrap. Okay, so it should be pretty fairly easy to cut. We're using this spacer right here. We cut it like what, 7 1/8, something like that,
yeah.
probably, to hold our A-arms dead apart like we want them, so we can make this. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and grind this, clearance this, so it won't hit right there because we're not getting max turning. And then go ahead and make another side. So you want to go ahead and mark out another one of these exactly the same, and then I can clearance this one.
Hey, our rbgkarts.com site is live where you can find the merch.
It's live today? Oh, yeah.
It'll
Okay.
be live with a video.
It's not live today, but it will be when you guys see this. Sorry, I got a
And
little
you
frazzled.
can meet the Redbeards Garage crew.
Well, let's be honest. You can't meet them. You can read a page with their faces on them.
Okay, you can get to know them a little bit.
Because people are going to be like, hey, I went to meet you on there and I couldn't find you no more. What gives?
We're working on the frequently asked question page. All of our sponsor links are on there.
Oh, you want to cut it there or here?
I don't know yet.
What else?
Events, different events will be
Yes.
marked off, and that doesn't mean it has to be our events. It could be other people's events, like maybe Rather Be Weldon wants to put his events on our website
For a small fee.
for a small
we'll
fee of
advertise.
$12,000 per hour. It's up. We're trying to really become fat cats off this website. Everything isn't. I mean, this is just real hard mocked up. That's where
Looks like a front end loader or a tractor or something. Boom, going up and down.
Will you lift that up and down, Daniel? Let me watch it from afar. Okay. Right there. That's going to be about our max travel. Go down. No, just go all the way down to it. Oh,
Bam!
look at me! But, I mean, that works out great. Then we have a ton of steering, I think. And these heim joints, once they're really tightened up, it'll push those high misalignment spacers all the way in that heim joint, and they'll work smoother. That's plenty of steering. That's our tire line. So our tire will be like this. And like that.
So we have our meetup on May 31st.
Do we?
You're trying to get it rolling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so this here would be the bottom of the tire.
Yeah.
So judging from the buggy to here, that would be your ground clearance.
Well, it half suspension.
Yeah.
I want my buggy to squat like 25 to 30%. A lot of times you want more than that, but I'd rather have a little stiffer suspension. Wouldn't you imagine?
Yeah.
Instead of like trophy trucks, if you watch them, they're bottoming out their suspension constantly. I mean, they're going through their full travel all the time, and that's perfectly fine. They got hydraulic bump stops. They can actuate, basically is hitting their A-arm, and they can, inside the vehicle, they can lower that hydraulic bump stop to where they want it, and that gives them a cushion bump stop where they just bam hitting on the steel. We're going to have limiter straps, so when our suspension gets all the way down, we're going to jack our A-arm up probably like, I don't know, ½ inch or so, and then build limiter straps going from the bottom A-arm to somewhere's on the buggy, so it's never going to rely, your shock's not going to be your limiter strap basically, because that'll wear your shocks out.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Pal and a confidant.
This is my butt right here. Ooh, if I did it.
All right, she's coming along. We're actually going to be working on this buggy a lot over the next few days, but you can see the whole spindles. These will be made out of 1/8 inch thick steel, I believe. This is just some thin sheet metal I had to test everything, but it's got good turning to it. As you can see, the angle, that's why we had to use those big heim joints, was to get the turning we need, and we have a ton of suspension travel. So yeah, now we have to basically, we only tack this on one side. I'm going to cut these with a Dremel because we just had to get everything fitted. Then I can cut 2 of everything out of some 1/8 inch thick. Actually, these plates are same exact. We copied them and they work on each side. You can see the clearance that we had to do to clear the heim joint, but it all clears, and that's the max turn out of that heim joint. She'll give us plenty of steering, and we do have reverse on the buggy, so if we ever got in a tight spot, you know, it ain't like we're going to be in a bind. So now I got to cut all this out of 1/8 inch thick and build our real spindles, and we got to get a bolt machined for our wheel hub. Alrighty fellas, so we got a lot done on the buggy. We're going to continue on, so almost every Friday you're most likely going to get a video of the buggy. We already got a few more episodes already made after this one you just seen, so yeah, stay tuned. We had to rebuild those A-arms to do or unequal length A-arms. It's going to work a lot better for our whole suspension and for bump steer and all that jazz. So you'll see as time goes on, as we get this thing closer and closer to being done. We was taking a break on it, jumping over to other projects because we was either waiting on parts or just trying to decide how I wanted to build certain things on it. This is my baby. I've been wanting to build it for a long time, so I'm not rushing it. I'm not just busting it out to get you guys content. I'm doing it at my own pace, and some people may not like that. Guess what? You know, it isn't your buggy. But like always, guys, thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure to go check out our new website, rbgkarts.com. That's karts with a K. And you know, if you want to buy some merch, we have hats, shirts, or stickers. We're adding some new stickers and new logos to the mix, and we're also going to be getting some new shirts. Also, go to gopowersports.com for any mini bike and go-kart need, because that does help us out if you know, say you found them by our videos. Also, go to Generator Factory Outlet, use that discount code RBG to save 20% until May 31st on all Duramax products. You can get you a big Fat Daddy 440 big block, slap it on the mini bike, and hoon snort around. Yeah, make sure to go check out our website. It took a while for us to get one made, but we finally found an awesome guy that worked with us. If anybody wants to get in contact with this guy who built our website, feel free to email Becca at rbgkarts.com. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, big shout out to Performance 670. They sent all the parts that we're about to build that 670. I'm actually going to send a different set of heads off to get them to port them. The heads I had for this engine was ported and milled like 50 thousandths or something, but I'm worried about running the milled heads because of the high compression and the boost. I don't want to blow anything up, so probably just going to get these stock heads ported and not milled though, just to be on the safe side. We might up compression a little bit, mill them just a small bit, but the ones I got are pretty mean ported, so or pretty mean milled, I should say. But let me know what you think about the A-arms. Some people wanted me to run the heim joints the opposite way. I want to run them like this because I want unlimited suspension travel and limited turning steering. I would rather be limited on steering than suspension travel, because the only time you're going to need super tight steering is in tight places in woods. And you know, this is all around good buggy, so you know, that's just the way I want to do them. If it fails, you can say told you so, fatty. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.